Adventure Out on White Mountains TV is presented by Adventure Suites, North Conway's amazing theme hotel.
Welcome back into the White Mountains TV studios. I'm your host, Ryan Winch Garcia, and I'm standing here with Chris Proulx, and this is another edition of Adventure Out. How you been, Chris?
I've been well. I just want to say first and foremost, you are amazingly tall and surprisingly skinny.
I know. I could kind of crouch down a little bit, but then that'd be bad for my posture. So I don't want to do that. So where have you been this time, Chris?
Well, I am focusing on hikes that families can do. I have a couple of small children, and so we like to get out, we like to enjoy nature.
And a puppy.
Yeah. So we've got young ones all around, all species. But we don't want to go on hikes. We have to be careful because you don't want to go on a hike that will lead you somewhere that is beyond your kid's capability. Right. And you also don't want to go out on a hike that's too long because we all know that kids have two energy levels. They're either full speed or they're stopped. Yeah. And carrying a child back is the worst possible scenario. So we found a great hiking trail. It is called the Around the Lake Trail. And I've been here for many, many years. And I had not heard of this until this year. So we explored it and it was fantastic. Here's North Conway. And what you're going to do to get to this trail, it is about 35 minutes or so from North Conway. If you're staying at Attitash or in Glen somewhere, it's going to be a little bit closer, 20, 25 minutes. Okay. But from North Conway, you'll take Route 16 302 to Glen, where it splits, and then you'll continue on 302 West, all the way up through Crawford Notch to the Huiling Center, the AMC Huiling Center at the top of the notch.
Which is a beautiful drive anyway. I mean, that's a drive I think a lot of people take just for the scenery.
It's the heart of hiking country. So
Absolutely.
There are so many trailheads. You'll go through Crawford Notch State Park. Once you get to the top of Crawford Notch, the height of land, this is what you'll see. Saco Lake is right at the top of the notch. This is the Crawford Notch Train Depot. It's also a visitor center in the summer. Here's the Huiling Center. Here's the actual lake that we'll be hiking. Parking, your best bet for parking, they don't like you to park at the AMC if you're just there for hiking. Okay. So what I would do is park either at the Crawford Notch Train Depot, or there is a designated parking area for hikers. It's called the Crawford Trail parking lot off of Mount Clinton Road, which is right up here. So if you park there, you can easily walk down to the Huiling Center, and you're going to see the trail starts right behind the Huiling Center. This is the actual trail. Huiling Center's here. It's a very short walk. I read that it was 1.8 miles. I think it's a lot less than that. It seemed to go very quickly. But it's a short walk through some forest, and then the trail branches, and thus you have the Around the Lake Trail. You can go either left or right, and it circles the lake. It's a beautiful walk. The thing I like about this trail, every trail needs a destination, something to pique the interest of the kids in your family. You need a destination. Right. The destination for this trail is a red bench. There is an offshoot called the Red Bench Trail, and it's highlighted here in red. It's very short. It goes up a steep little embankment, and there's a red bench where kids can get a special seat and a special view of Mount Washington. So that is your goal. That is your destination.
Because you don't want to just tell them, we're just going around the lake.
We're just going for a walk. Well, walks are boring. If we're going to discover something,
it's a big difference.
That makes it exciting. Yeah. It gets them motivated. So here's the Huiling Center. You'll start by walking behind there, and you'll actually start on an AMC maintained trail called the Amc Stewardship Trail. And it's nice because they have an interpretive sign here, forest facts about trail traffic, about how to hike responsibly. This is going to be a very popular trail. A lot of young families go on it. So what should you do when you go on a hike? This gives you a little bit of information. There's our hiking companion, Ellie. Oh. She's almost 2 now, still riding on Mom's back, but it won't be long. As you can see, she's excited for the
venture
hike
to the Red Bench.
Now here is where this is a panorama of where the trail branches off. So again, you can either head left, which is kind of, I guess, northwest, you could say, or you could head to the right. It is a loop, so it doesn't matter which way you go. We took a left, the road less traveled. Not really, they're traveled about the same, it seems. And right away, you can see water. The trail walks around water the whole time. It's a beautiful lake. It's very shallow. This actually is the result of retreating glaciers 10,000 years ago. The trail actually follows what's known as an esker, which is basically a sand and gravel deposit left behind by the glaciers. This is the type of terrain you're talking about. Very good footing, a mix of deciduous, especially in the beginning. Towards the back half of the trail, it's a a softwood forest. It's pines. It's a lot of spruce trees. It's beautiful.
Wow. That is
So
gorgeous.
you can see the lake through the trees here. This is where you can see a little sign for the Red Bench Overlook.
Okay.
This is where the offshoot happens. And there's another sign that says, active railroad, use caution, do not walk along the tracks. You do have to cross the railroad to get to the Red Bench. It's not used very often. I believe the Conway Scenic Railroad uses this section of trail maybe a few times a year.
Okay.
But it is a live
yeah.
track, so you want to be cautious. Don't let your kids just run up. You cross the tracks, and in a very short amount of time, you just climb this little hill. There's the Red Bench. You can see Nolan ran right up to it. He found his goal, made his discovery.
Oh.
Good opportunity to pose for pictures.
Yeah,
and the Red Bench gives you this view of the southern Presidential Mountains. There's Mount Washington right there. It's not the most fantastic panorama, I'm going to admit, especially because, as you can see here, there are some trees right here. There's some treetops right there. We took this shot in mid-April, so the leaves had not come in yet, but once the leaves do come in, the view will be even a little bit more obstructed. And this is a view from a little bit above the Red Bench. But even in the peak of summer, you should be able to see the top of Mount Washington.
And a nice, unique view of this. I mean, you don't normally see that side.
Right.
Either, so.
If you're a view hunter, everybody's after views you haven't seen
yeah.
before. So you go back to the Around the Lake Trail and you continue on. There's a beautiful view of Crawford Notch with the lake in the foreground. And the nice thing is the whole time you're going to see the lake. And on the back end of the trail, you're actually hiking a ridge above the lake, so you actually get a really nice view. There's our golden retriever puppy, Eva, who is scouting out something in the water. What is that? A wildlife sighting. Some young Canadian geese were following us around. Someone must have been feeding them because they were actually following us around the lake. They were very beautiful. That's Eva checking them out. You can see in that picture the lake is fairly shallow all the way around. There are some spots where you may consider swimming in the hotter months.
Yeah.
I'd be a little bit nervous of things like leeches.
Leeches, I was going to say. I am deathly afraid of leeches.
It looks like a leech lake to me.
Yeah.
Again, back on the trail, you can see the type of forest that we're walking through, and you can see, again, how high it is above the lake. So it's kind of a neat perspective. And then here's the added bonus. If you're hiking with young kids, the AMC Huiling Center is creating a brand new Playscape Playground. Wow. It's an all-natural playground which helps kids practice their skills that they'll use on the hiking trail. Things like climbing and balancing. So it's under construction. I believe this is scheduled to open around the beginning of July. It will be open to the public.
Gosh, where was this playground when I was a kid? Because this is amazing. That's really cool.
So you can see it. They're actually working on it as we speak, but they've moved all these boulders. This is how it looks. There's the Huiling Center right there, run by the AMC, which is obviously it's a club organization, but you don't have to be a member of the AMC to enjoy their facilities. You can go in, get information. They have a retail store in there, so if you need hiking supplies or books or anything, or you can just go check out the Playscape. And our kids definitely did that. They tried the balance logs, which are always, that's a good skill to develop as you're going hiking with young kids, and an all-natural sandbox surrounded by rocks. So that was our trip on the Around the Lake Trail, and I highly recommend it for families looking to get out for a short amount of time, experience nature with their kids, and take in the best of the White Mountains.
Oh, perfect. Well, thank you so much, Chris, for sharing with us, and thank you all so much for watching. This has been another edition of Adventure Out. I'm Ryan Winch Garcia, and this is Chris Proulx. Thank you, guys.
Adventure Suites, the only theme hotel in North Conway, is where you can stay in a cave, a treehouse, a movie theater, a Harley-Davidson suite, or one of many more themed jacuzzi suites. Boldly survive a night in the newest adventure suite, The Jungle. Soak in a 5-person hot tub, hot springs nestled among rock ledges with a waterfall and a vibrant fiber optic starry sky. Your kids will love the glow in the dark Gorilla Villa with its own flat-screen TV and PlayStation 2. Adventure Suites offers excellent adventure packages combining your stay with the area's great activities. And for those looking for relaxation, they offer in-room massages, room service, and an excellent assortment of romance, birthday, and wedding packages. Adventure Suites is pet-friendly and makes a great gift. Best of New Hampshire, Best of Boston, New Hampshire Chronicle. See why everyone is talking about Adventure Suites. Stop in and take a free tour to see the incredible rooms for yourself. Call anytime at 603-356-9744, visit adventuresuites.com, or find them on Facebook for discounts and promotions.